H.
That,
Thank you, GH, thank you. G4H, participation of two Vincent Memorial High School teachers to attend the AP by the Sea Summer Institute at the University of San Diego on July 29th through August 1st, 2013. That's you, Mr. Calderon?
yeah, thank you. Is this something that we do on a regular basis? Pay for teachers in other districts? Or in this case, a school that is not in our district?
Part of our, the requirements of our Title I funding is that we provide a certain percentage for the private schools that serve our students, because regardless of whether they are our students or not, even if they're in a parochial school, they are considered our students because they are in our district. And so therefore, if I'm not mistaken, a percentage of our Title I funds, Title II funds, and Title III funds, thank you, have to be dedicated to
Okay.
our parochial schools or our private schools in our
Private
city.
schools, because
Uh-huh.
we have,
Our private schools in our city.
okay, we have, Vincent, and then we have the other one,
Mission.
right? Mission, okay.
Mhm.
All right. Thank you. That's my question.
There's no further questions. Is there a motion to approve item G4H?
Move to approve?
Motion by Calderon, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Kim. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes unanimously. Item G6, approval of instructional calendar for 2013-2014 school year. Was that you, Ms. Duarte?
The
Or was
one
that
who
Mr.
put
Kim?
out. When is the last day of the school?
June 11th. June 11th,
That's same day and teachers out of the classroom?
yes.
So there's no extra day for the teachers to closing up the class?
No.
Oh, wow. Okay, when is gonna be graduations?
June 11th,
Graduation, June 11th too?
June 11th, yes. That's the way it is now. You have June 7th is the last day, and June 7th is the night of graduation.
No, I'm talking about the next year.
Same thing. I'm just saying, this year, June 7th is our graduation this year, and it's also our last day of school. So next year, our last day is June 11th, and that will also be the night of our graduation.
Oh, okay, so this is Wednesday?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
No further questions?
Yes, I do.
Ms. Duarte?
Before we approve this, March 31st, Cesar Chavez Day,
Yes, clarity.
um, we have an X there. It's a non-teaching day. It's a CSE. It's not a CSEA holiday.
The CSCA would be on April 21st. The March 31st is the day that it would be observed by teachers.
Okay. Do we have something in writing on that? Because I believe we asked for it in writing, and it hasn't been provided to us.
Okay. No.
But they signed the calendar.
Excuse me?
They signed the calendar, no?
Yeah, this has been a
No,
part of
they sign-
discussion.
Yeah, I mean, they agree, they agree with the calendar the way it is, but we had a situation where March 31st, or Cesar Chavez Day was given to teachers and it wasn't approved by the board. The calendar itself was approved by the board, but there's nothing in writing, as a negotiated item, unless there is, we have not been provided with it.
Can be subsidizing this assignment with the signing on this calendar?
What's the question again, Mr. Kim?
No, what was she's saying the ACT didn't submit any in writing.
That we haven't been provided
We haven't been
anything?
provided anything that has been put in writing that Cesar Chavez will be celebrated as a holiday for teachers.
I see.
They do still need to complete their work year, around 185, 89 days, right?
And I understand that, but it is a negotiable item, and we don't have any signatures of it. Speaking to the previous superintendent, he said that there was discussion, but there was nothing in writing. So when the calendar came and to the board, we approved the calendar, not seeing Cesar Chavez there for a teacher's observation. observing because that has not been part of the calendar, that last year, or else this year was the first time that we had that issue.
Ms. Duarte, we have, Mr. Cooper there.
With all due respect, Christmas Day isn't in writing either. Thanksgiving Day isn't in writing. What's in writing is 181 work days with 4 optional staff development days. Contract says as negotiated by both parties. School board in this district doesn't negotiate directly with teachers. Your agency negotiators agreed to place the 181 work days. Don't forget the 4 furlough days. Right? So there's no list of holidays. So if you're gonna make that argument, I'd ask about the 2 weeks at Christmas. Where's that written? It's not written. What it is conferred upon.
Mr. Cooper, when you.
Well, no, I'm just trying to listen to what Ms. Duarte is saying, so I can respond.
Those are understood and they're past practice. They have been there
How about a,
for a long time. I mean, the kids are out, teachers don't teach. Those are understood.
but the,
And you know in negotiations, once it's understood and it's been past practice, that happens. And that's the reason why I'm asking about this, because if we allow it again without this board's
this is
consent.
the third year in a row. And again, we have an 11-day Christmas break. Last year we had a 12-day. I believe the year before we had a 10-day spring break. School district came wanting a 2-week spring break for Easter. I mean, that's why we negotiate back and forth. And if you want to instruct your negotiator to not honor Cesar Chavez, I mean, here in Calexico, I'd be a little shocked by that.
Mr. Cooper, is there in writing from the association? Anywhere in the contract or
There,
assignment of
Christmas Day
agreement?
isn't in the contract.
I understand, and I
Easter
already
week
answered
isn't in
that.
the contract.
I
To President's Day is not in the contract.
I understand and I already
So,
answered
Can you
that.
answer
as I
Can you
told,
answer the question?
I just did, Ms.
No,
Aguilar.
if there is anything in writing.
Right there, it says that
Do
the,
you have anything that was negotiated in writing?
right there in writing in front of you in your hand is
So-
the,
For
is-
last year?
No, for this
and the year before, and the year before, and the year before. We've never had a list of holidays.
Okay.
So I guess,
So no, I don't,
Miss-
because we've never even had Christmas Day off,
Mr.
according to
Cooper.
the contract.
so you negotiated that with the district office, right? You
Ms.
negotiated-
Cota and Ms. Losa, negotiators for ACT, negotiated it with the school board. It was ratified by the rep council
the
today.
With the school board,
With the district.
we are the school board.
I didn't say the school board.
Yes,
Yes,
you
you did.
did.
I said the rep council.
No, you
No, you-
said school board.
And the rep council.
Yes, you said.
We can say
Baseball,
that.
softball, I apologize.
Football.
Yeah.
I just don't know what the problem is with Cesar Chavez Day being off. What's the big deal?
It is a big deal.
Why?
It's it's payroll.
No, it's not. You don't pay us to work that day.
If it's a holiday,
Absolutely not, Ms. Duarte, you're wrong. We work 181 days a year.
Yep.
I will point out to you all 181 days as you laugh in my face.
so you're saying that none of these holidays you get paid for?
Absolutely not. If I was hired in the middle of the year, they'd count how many work days I have left. I'd have one jagged month and the rest would be salary. It's always been like that.
Work days.
I could take Cesar Chavez Day, and no respect to one of my heroes, no disrespect, we could take Christopher Columbus Day off and our salary would be the same. We could take ski week off. We do not get paid we do not get paid retirement. Excuse me, we do not get paid for holidays. We don't. We work 181 days a year. It used to be 185 until the 4 furlough days came.
Okay. Thank you.
And this keeps coming up over and over again in negotiations. Well, what about Cesar Chavez? And my response to the superintendent was, well, what about Christmas? What about Washington's Day? None of it's holidays. We don't get holiday pay. None at
Okay.
all.
Thank you.
And I think your lawyer would probably back that up.
Thank you, Mr. Cooper. What is the wish of this board? Is there a motion to approve?
I move to approve.
Hold,
I made a motion.
there's a motion to approve by Mr. Calderon. Is there a second?
Kim seconded.
Mr. Kim seconds. Any further discussion? Ms. Duarte's asking what's the blue code? Blue,
The blue are the days off that, they're non-teaching days for the certificated staff. The pink happens to be the elementary
Prep days.
prep days.
okay. Are there any further questions or discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Ms. Duarte?
No.
Ms. Zuno? Aye. Aye. Motion passes 4-1. Item 8, Superintendent recommends approval of each of the following items. H1, adoption of new course calculus for inclusion in the course offerings at Calexico High School. Ms. Zambaris?
Yes, and this is they want to add a course which is calculus to the regular high school course offerings. I believe that right now we have an AP calculus course, and what they want to do is add a regular calculus, something that's not in AP, to our course offerings that we have at Calexico High.
Okay.
Is this still going to be A through G approved?
Yes.
Okay.
Any further questions? I do have a question. We will be seeing more course offerings coming onto our,
Yes.
thank you. All right, is there any questions, further questions? Mr. Kim?
Yeah, I believe that you put in the calculus, but what about the statistic? I believe we don't teaching the statistic, that statistic impacting a lot of the CTA test. CST test about because they're coming on the statistic.
I think I'll ask Mr. Pesqueda, if you can come to the podium.
We do have AP statistics on our campus.
Okay.
When did we add
Can you come to the podium, please?
statistic?
AP statistics, yes, sir.
Coming up.
Yes, we do have currently one section of AP statistics, that's Mrs. Dyer's teaching. She's a teacher that retiring, so we're having a couple of teachers that are interested in continuing the course.
So we're gonna have AP statistic.
Yes, sir.
What about the regular ones?
We have not offered regular
Not offered?
statistics, no.
Because I believe that statistic is missing. I believe that impacting CST test.
Well, hopefully we can be seeing that. No further questions? I'll call for a motion to approve.
I'll move to approve.
Motion by Calderon, second by Ms. Duarte. There's no further discussion. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes unanimously. H2, awarding of bid number 2013-009 for HVAC removal and installation for the IID LEAP grant program. Ms. Ambaris?
Mr. Martinez is not here this evening for the board meeting, so I'll just speak very briefly on this. We went out to bid. It's for the IID LEAP grant, which is the grant to replace the air conditioning or air conditioners district-wide. It gives a list of how many at each of the school sites, and there was the bid process, and the lowest or the bid would be awarded to VIX Air Conditioning at $320,000 because of the other bidder, Air Comfort, was disqualified because he did not submit all of the required forms. The grant deadline is this Friday, and that's why it's on the agenda for approval.
Thank you. Is there any questions?
Yes, I have questions.
Go ahead, Mr. Kim.
How many, you mentioning the other bid, they were disqualified. How many bid was disqualified?
One,
Just one bid is
Mhm.
disqualified
yes,
because they're missing some standards?
that's correct.
Is there any, when we announce a bid, if we can educate them about how to fill the bid process with help for the local business? Because local business or small business, I believe they have lack of the information. We might give them some kind of guidance to they can comply. Well, not the
Oh.
price, not the price is different story, but the guidance of the how to applying the bid that help the local small business. They can be some educational. They can be some other project too.
Well, when we go out for bid, we do provide the vendors or whomever who's wanting to bid, we provide them with very detailed lists as to what we require to be a part of the bid, and as we, each form or everything that they need so that they can complete the bid packet. So we do provide that information to all of the vendors that are going out to bid or going to participate in our bid. And as we evaluate, that's when we determine that they haven't submitted something. So we do provide that information.
Mike,
Okay.
is this standard, what you do, provide this packet to all the companies that want to bid
We
for?
advertise it. Mhm.
So is this a standard, is this a standard packet on how to do it, the deadlines and all this?
It's fairly standard. It kind of varies by the type of bid that we go out. So say, for instance, if we asked in this particular bid a designation of subcontractors, which means that we're asking this vendor to provide us with a list of the subcontractors they would use to perform the duties. So it just depends on the type of bid, but for the most part, they are very standard. The district provides, we need A, B, C, and D for the service, and how much will you charge us for A, B, C, and D?
So you don't need, I'm gonna be blunt, you don't need a code breaker to be able to read this packet. It's pretty simple to read the packet.
It's detailed, and it details what the district
But it's
is
simple,
requiring for the bid.
Not from the floor. If you have, do you have your slip, Mr. Romo? There's some over at the front. Please fill out a form. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. I just wanted to make sure that there was something that the vendors.
No, it's
have.
not complicated in the
Okay.
sense that it is, it's we need A, B, C, and D, and please provide the district with that information.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Go ahead, Mr. Romo. You can go to the podium. Thank you.
Good evening, council members and the audience. It is my understanding that you do have a standardized process for procurement policy. That's what it's basically called. Procurement policy for bidding. And you do have a standard one, right? Yeah. Pretty much it's what you said. I understand and I'm with you. It's pretty well detailed, so they can be well informed of what they're supposed to be submitting. That's standard. I've done it many times. Many times have I gone through that bidding process. I mean, I was a housing commissioner, and then we dealt with air conditioners, we dealt with attorneys, we dealt with everything. If you don't go through the process of procurement with this nice process that you have, then you're in violation. If yours is pretty standard, which I know that, then you're not doing anything wrong. What you're doing is basically what the disqualifications means kind of like two things. You're either not qualified, or you did not submit the right appropriate information, and among other things. So basically, to answer any questions, you are doing that.
Thank you, Mr. Romo.
You are doing that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Seeing no further questions, is there a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Motion by Duarte, is there a second?
I will second that.
Second by Calderon. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Motion passes unanimously. Item H3, adopt the resolutions acknowledging May 2013, as School Employees Month. I don't have a resolution number on the first one, is there? But proclaiming May 7th as Day of the Teacher. Whereas Calexico Unified School District encourages suitable commemorative exercises directing attention to teachers and the teaching profession. We're gonna read both. Thank you. Whereas the Calexico Unified School Board of Trustees has the utmost respect and admiration for the state's professional teachers who have dedicated their lives and their talents to the education of our children, who are truly California's most precious and important resource. Whereas the Board of Trustees recognizes the truly vital role of teachers in realizing its vision for California public education, all California students of the 21st century will attain the highest level of academic knowledge, applied learning, and performance skills to ensure fulfilling personal lives and careers and contribute to civic and economic progress in our diverse and changing democratic society. Whereas in contemplating the California Day of the Teacher, the Calexico Unified Board of Trustees recognizes and honors the contributions of all teachers. Now therefore be it resolved on this 14th day of May 2013 that the Calexico Unified School Board of Trustees proclaims May 7th, 2013 as Day of the Teacher, extending its sincere appreciation to the many professional teachers in the Calexico Unified School District who make our public schools successful, and urges all local educational agencies to schedule appropriate activities celebrating and emphasizing the contribution of teachers who really do affect eternity. Board of Education of the Calexico Unified School District. Do I have a motion to approve?
I'll move
Make the
to-
motion approved.
Motion by Mr. Kim,
Go ahead, I'll second that.
second by Mr. Calderon. Roll call vote. Aguilar, aye. Calderon,
Aye.
Duarte,
Aye.
Kim,
Aye.
Vizcarra. Motion passes unanimously, 5-0. The second resolution is proclamation, May 2013, Classified Employees Week. Whereas classified professionals provide valuable services to the schools and students of Calexico Unified School District, and whereas classified professionals contribute to the establishment and promotion of a positive instructional environment, and whereas classified employees serve a vital role in providing for the welfare and safety of Calexico Unified School District's children, and whereas classified professionals employed by the Calexico Unified School District strive for excellence in all areas relative to the educational community, therefore be it resolved, the Calexico Unified School District Board of Education hereby recognizes and wishes to honor the contributions of the classified professionals to quality education in the state of California and in the Calexico Unified School District, and declares the week of May 19th through the 25th as Classified School Employees Week in the Calexico Unified School District. Board of Education of the Calexico Unified School District. Is there, I guess we'll know.
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve?
Second.
Motion by Duarte, second by Mr. Kim.
Yes.
All those, roll call vote again. Aguilar, aye. Calderon,
Aye.
Duarte,
Aye.
Kim,
Aye.
Vizcarra.
Aye.
Both motions passed unanimously. Moving on to approve an amendment to the WLC Architects Agreement in the amount of 36,000. H4, Ms. Sombris? Or
Yes.
no, is that you?
We'll have
Oh, that's-
Ms. Randall
Ms. Randall,
speak to that.
sorry.
No,
That's
it's
okay.
okay.
Roel wasn't able to make it this evening. But this is a contract with WLC Architect that was originally board approved back on 4/12 of 2010. This is as a result, or the original contract was as a result of the earthquake that was here at the district. Since then, DSA has required that the school district make additional improvements for ADA requirements, which is the accessibility compliance component of the work that needs to be performed at De Anza, Calexico 9th grade, Calexico High, and Aurora High School. And I'm sure that Mr. Martinez has brought this or spoken of this before in a previous board meeting, but this is to have those additional that additional work completed for the accessibility requirements that's required by the state of California.
Question, why didn't they find it sooner? Or, I mean, why wasn't, is this something they discovered after the fact, or?
I think as the requirements change for accessibility, then you know, DSA makes the district aware. And it's my understanding that some of this work is, you know, it's kind of ongoing, or had been ongoing, and this is just at this time DSA has brought it to the district's attention that we need to be ADA compliant. And in order to close our projects, I think there were some projects that we're currently working on that we're closing out to be certified, because there were some projects that were done that were uncertified, and in order to get them certified and to meet the FEMA and CalEMA requirements, that the ADA component is a requirement of that.
Ms. Duarte?
I'm kind of confused because wasn't WLC the company that we had terminated
Not
last year?
It was
And
one
that's why-
one
and that's
component
why,
of,
Mr. Martinez became director of facilities because we needed to have somebody in charge of the
it's
of the work.
I think that was on another project possibly. Dora, do you want to come to the microphone, or
It was too different. The other one, it was WLC Construction. They were working as contract managers. And this one is WLC Architects.
thank you,
So
Dora.
they're two different
They're two
companies,
different.
same owners?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so we're spending 36,000 above the 10% threshold?
yes, above what was initially approved in that contract back in 2010. The additional costs are $36,000.
And just to, I'm sorry, did you?
No, go,
I think we did ask when it came up, when Mr. Martinez brought it up, but just to reiterate, that we don't want these balloon,
Yeah.
you know, payments coming in after, you know, that they, I mean.
3 years
It's
after.
not, I don't think the ADA changes that, you know what I mean? It doesn't change that significantly from one year to the next, so, you
Madam-
know,
Madam President,
yeah.
I would like to table this until Mr. Martinez can come in and explain to us why is it that after 3 years, now they're coming to charge us the extra money?
What's the,
You know what, can we table it to the end of the board meeting, because I believe he can come in, so we can vote on it today, but
I'm not gonna stay until 12 o'clock tonight, so.
we're not staying till 12, Mr.
Well,
maybe once we come out of
Mr.
closed
Calderon.
session.
We'll table it till after closed session,
so what,
if that's the wish of the board. Okay,
yeah, because there's nobody here to answer the questions.
okay.
yes, I'd like Mr. Martinez to come and answer the
So
question.
we'll table at this point.
I
Item H5,
Don't we have to vote?
I made the motion to table it.
motion by
I'll
Mr.
second.
Calderon, second by Ms. Duarte.
The motion is tabled until
Yeah.
after the closed session.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
Alright.
Item H5, approve the LEA, Local Educational Agency Plan.
Okay, you received, I believe, an electronic copy of our LEA plan, and it's what's been worked on arduously with our schools and Dr. Spencer and Pivot Learning. And so I'll have Dr. Spencer come forward if you have any questions regarding the plan.
Good evening. Do you have any questions?
Do you have a PowerPoint?
No, I
No. Ms. Spencer sent us a significant amount of material electronically. I don't
Yes.
think that we would have probably killed a couple trees if we tried to print all of that out. But if, yeah, it's 146 pages. Mr. Kim, do you have any questions about the LEA?
Yes, first of all, don't we approve the last time?
What you looked at before
Mhm.
was the needs assessment. And
Okay.
based on those needs assessment is what this plan is built on.
Okay. And the other one is, I believe this LEA plan has to be meeting by each individual school, the parents.
Can you repeat that again, please?
Yes, this one has to be each school side or all our district wide?
Now, this one is for the board to approve. The school site, at each school site, they approve a single plan for student achievement.
Could you speak into the mic? You're not coming through. Or maybe it's not on.
It's on. I think it's on. No?
Okay, let's try that.
Okay.
Each school approves a single plan for student achievement. There's, by the school site council, and that school site council should be building their single plan for student achievement for next year based on our LEA plan.
Okay.
It's the backbone, and everything should jive in with that.
So this one is for the district wide?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you.
And the first part that we have was for the needs assessment,
Mhm.
and that was, we received funding.
We
to-
received funding in order to help us get out of program improvement. The LEA plan is the basis to help us get out of program improvement
Okay, based on the needs assessment.
based on the needs assessment.
Okay. And we're using funding also provided to us, right?
The LEA plan includes, we have the date funding, which was $100,000
Okay,
per
yes.
school, which ends up being a mill two. You also see included our Title I, Title II, Title III, some general fund, basically putting our different fundings together to make it work.
Okay.
Any additional questions, Mr. Kim?
I don't have it.
Mr. Calderon? Ms. Duarte?
No.
Ms. Zuno Vizcarra?
No question.
All right. Seeing no further questions, is there a motion to approve? Motion by Calderon. Is there a second? Second by Zuno Vizcarra. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. Motion passes
Aye.
unanimously. Thank you, Mr. Kim. We'll move into item I, classified employee dismissal. Cynthia Retana, presentation of arguments.
On September 13th, 2012, Superintendent
Excuse-
Fergale.
Excuse me, can you please identify yourself?
Heather, I apologize. My name is Erica Anderson. I'm one of the attorneys with GCR.
Thank you.
On September 13th, 2012, Superintendent Fergale recommended the dismissal of a classified employee, Cynthia Ratana, and the board voted to uphold the recommended dismissal. Ms. Ratana submitted a timely appeal of the dismissal, and on November 15, 2012, there was a full evidentiary hearing on the charges before the hearing officer. On March 13th, 2013, the hearing officer submitted a written opinion and recommendations on the appeal, and the board is going to be considering the hearing officer's opinion and recommendations in closed session this evening. As is provided for under the Brown Act, deliberations on employee dismissals are conducted in closed session. However, Ms. Ratana, as the employee whose status is at issue in this matter, has requested that it be acknowledged that her dismissal is one of the ones on the closed session agenda so that she can make public comment on the proposed hearing officer's proposed decision and recommendations. With that in mind, it should be noted that this is not a time to present arguments or evidence in support of or in opposition of the underlying appeal. The evidentiary hearing is long over, and the only matter for consideration this evening is whether or not the board should adopt the hearing officer's opinion, and if so, whether the hearing officer's opinion and recommendations should be adopted in full or in part.
Thank you, Ms.
Will I be allowed to speak? Oh, okay.
Please be aware, Ms. Retana, you have 3 minutes to speak.
30?
3.
Okay. Good evening to all. My name is Cynthia Retana, classified payroll clerk. I was placed on administrative leave over a year ago during the month of April 2012. My employment and salary had been terminated back in September 2012 on the allegations of incompetency, inefficiency, inattention to duty, insubordination, and dishonesty. A hearing was held on November 15th, which did not go well for several reasons. Unfortunately, my lack of experience in a hearing and my inability to hire an attorney led me to miss my given opportunity to speak, as well as to provide other documentation to demonstrate a different perspective of the charges against me. And of course, the district's attorney was more experienced than I, which had left me at a disadvantage. After 5 months of waiting, I have finally received the hearing officer's opinions and recommendation. However, there are several issues that led me to this situation and have not been considered. One of these issues was that no consideration was given to the fact that we had experienced furloughs, which meant more work for myself in the position I held and less time to accomplish my necessary task. Another issue, and one that probably was unknown to you, was that I formally filed a sexual harassment case against the possible, at the time, significant other of my immediate supervisor. This had occurred during the time in which such allegations had been surfacing. A final issue was that the flow of documentation and reporting from the other departments required further efficiency and proofreading. This would have greatly minimized the intense workload placed on the payroll department due to the correction of errors and inaccuracies. While I was on leave, my immediate supervisor took over my position and came across some of the same errors and mistakes that I am being charged for. Therefore, the issues have continued, although I have been gone. However, no other employee has been placed on administrative leave, as I have been. The allegations against me are harsh, as they were based on the issues, such as above, that have occurred throughout my employment. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Retana. Item J, board members closing comments, 3-minute limitation. Mr. Kim?
Oh, board comment?
Yes, sir.
Okay, first of all, happy Mother's Day.
Thank you.
And the other information I have 3 information of the grant. And one of the homeless youth grant, they come up again, the $200,000. And last time I gave to the district, I think it was timeline was late. And this time, I think they have the very recently posted that we're gonna be having enough time. I believe I'm gonna send to the superintendent tomorrow morning through the email. And the other one is the prevention of the suicide on campus. That is students when depressed. They have $102,000 grant. The other ones, the third one's $1 million grant for the school leaders programs, like a principal or administration. They have I believe that's a federal grant. That's almost 3 of them. I believe they're federal grants. So I'm gonna send 3 information to the tomorrow morning through the email. And also, I'm glad to see the one of the parties I've been working with the parents, and I believe about almost 2 years ago we made the parents boosters, grade item boosters at the football, and successfully to supporting the football teams. And now, early this year, the parents of the softball team, they ask me to what we can do, what they can help. So I show them, I introduce them to find out the way to how the boosters been doing, support the team, because the kid needs a team. So now they're starting the boosters again, softball, so now they're getting help. So I like to see this kind of movement for all the sports team, for the parents boosters to help themselves. That is very helpful for any sport team to, beside the money, the mentally and all they became a team with the parents. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Kim. Mr. Calderon?
Thank you. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. And once again, happy Mother's Day. All the moms in the room. I was so glad to see the softball team win today. It had been a long time since I experienced something like this. So I was very glad to see that. I also would like to, in the near future, talk about class size reduction for at least K-3. I believe that even though we're showing improvement, we can do better. So, and the only way that we can do that is to provide more help for the students and more, in this case, more options and for our students. So I would like to see K-3, and to be considered after that. This is just my own, once again, my own personal request, is that if we can see adding lights to some of the baseball or softball fields here in our schools. I believe the Calexico High School, we don't have lights in our baseball field, right? And when we play softball, due to CIF rules, we cannot use a baseball field, right? Okay, so if we can look into that, once again, it's just going to be discussion. Okay, I don't like to see the girls or anybody playing on 110-degree weather at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Calderon. Ms. Duarte?
Nothing to report.
Ms. Zuno Vizcarra?
She can't talk right now.
She's sick.
Okay, if you see me busily looking for papers, it's because I lost some papers that I wanted to share with all of you. I got an invitation, a phone call, and then an email follow-up from a board member from Northern California that I met at one of the trainings that we've gone to. There's an opportunity to attend it's a workshop that is sponsored by the Marines. And it's an opportunity to see from beginning to end exactly what process that the recruits go through, and they're targeting the education population, educators, principals, as well as post-secondary. It's an all expense. All you have to do is get there. They provide the housing, they provide the food. So if you're interested, stop by before we go to closed session, or send me an email, and I'll actually forward it to Ms. Ambris or Janet and have that sent out. Unfortunately, it's during the last week of school, which is the 3rd through the 7th, and so that might affect how many people can go. But that's part of it. Again, yes, happy Mother's Day to everybody. All the moms in the room and the moms at home. I do want to thank everybody for showing up. I want to give my thanks in particular to our school employees, our teachers, and our classified employees for all the work that they do year-round. Thank you very much. Having been on both sides of the table, I appreciate it. And I think that's it for me. We'll go into K, announcement of convening into closed session. Mr. Weiler?
The board will now go into closed session to discuss the matters listed in item L, and they will return to announce any action taken in closed session, and also to act on the other items in the agenda.
Thank you.